Hi people and welcome. Now today I'm going to be going over probably the most important expert advisor you are ever going to need. Okay, this one is called the Account Protector. Now why is this so important? Well, it's very important because what it will do is it will stop your account from going into a very high drawdown. Okay, especially if you're using optimized bots that are designed on an algorithm where if it doesn't quite reach a certain point, it's just going to keep buying and buying and buying. And if you've got a 100k account, you can liquidate your account very quickly, and it could wipe your account out very quickly. Okay, now I use Darwin accounts. You know about my situation where I actually grow Darwin accounts and I make 3 monthly payments by doing this. Now the particular one which we've got up on here at the moment, this is a DarwinX live hedge account, which is a crypto account. Okay, and it gives me 100,000 to play with. You can see that we're in a profit of 155.13. This was actually a trade that I took. This was a manual trade which I did with this account. But what I wanted to do is, so you can see, look, it was £13 there, 45 there, and 16228 there. Okay, so you can see that, you know, I actually did a manual trade with this account. Now what I want to do is I want to be testing some bots on this account. So what I decided to do is to protect myself, I've got the GBP USD account protector. Now it doesn't matter about the GBP USD, you just need to open up a chart, you pop this in, and then you set this all up. Now I'm going to be going over this extensively probably in other videos, but for the time being, if you was to set this up, okay, all you need to do is click on the link, which is going to be in a zipped file. It's going to allow you to have access to the account protector, and then basically what we do is we would go to file, go to open data folder, and then you're going to open up the MQL5. This is one here. Then you're going to open up experts, and then you're going to open advisors, and then what you're going to do is you're going to paste in the account protector. Okay, now if you're lucky enough and you're inside Darren's Trading Academy, I've actually got a complete setup for this account protector, which makes life a little bit easier for you to set up. Okay, it's in here, it's in the downloads, or should be. So it's going to allow you to set the account up a lot quicker, rather than having to worry about having to go through the process of setting it up yourself. Okay, and that is going to be included on the download. When you download this, you will get this file. All you need to do, okay, is once you've loaded this up, is you go to your actions here, conditions and filters, and you're going to see that the magic number, which this one for argument's sake is 232323, okay, is going to, you'll need to make sure that you pop in your magic number of the bots that you are using. Okay, and then what this will do is this will be controlled. You'll then allow the magic numbers, the ability of the protector to actually be able to control the bot through the magic number. Okay, this is how it works. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go to main, okay, and you want to make sure that you set up if you want to, an equity trailing stop. Now the beauty with this is that the actual stop loss is hidden. Okay, this means that the broker can't see it. This is very handy if you're trading gold, stuff like that, okay, or a prop firm, because sometimes they adjust the actual points to get you stopped out. Of course, this is hidden away. You can have it so it's not hidden as well. Okay, and then you have the ability as well where you can set the spread. Now normally this is done by, if you look at the ticket, at the end of the ticket is a number. This one here is like number 7, so you'd normally, your spread would be number 7. Okay, but at the moment, for some obscure reason, it's adjusted itself to number 5. Okay, so I'm not going to touch it, I'm just going to leave it. You can set the timer, so you can use the timer. You can set this up for server time, and I don't trade Fridays. Okay, I have this service will shut off on a Friday. you can include the count of the commission and the swaps with inside the snapshot of the equity. Okay, and basically what this means is that your equity of the account, which is 9992695, this takes into consideration of the traffic that's already running, the trade that's already running at 24.75, and if we hit the reset stop loss, of course when the market's open, this will go up or down depending on what the environment of the market is, how volatile it is, where the movement of the market is, etc. Okay, the most important thing, okay, and now I have this set up for my done for you people, okay, because I wanted to make sure that I protect them, I protect their accounts, two, I want them to realize that I'm risk averse, okay, I'm not taking any gambling. I want to make sure that we set up a system where we're constantly making money coming into their accounts. Also, we have an emergency button. Okay, now if we click on this emergency button, you'll see that it's highlighting close all trades, delete all pending orders, and disable auto trading. And you might be wondering, where do you get those conditions from? If we click on the condition or the filter, it's going to give us action. Sorry, if we go to action, it's going to give us these things here. Okay, so if we click on this link here, okay, this is close 100% of all positions volumes. This means that all your trades are going to be closed. Delete all pending orders. So say you had a couple of orders that are already pending but they haven't quite happened yet, it's going to delete them as well. And disable the auto trading. Okay, now you can have this, so it will also send you an email list to say that these three things have been confirmed, so this is great. Send push notification. You can close the platform, you can have it so we'll shut the whole platform down completely. This is handy if you're using CloudC, a VPS that's still charging you for having the account open. Okay, you can close it and then go back into it at another stage. Enable auto trading. This is where you can actually re-enable auto trading. You can get it to recapture the snapshots and then you can get it to start to retrade again. Okay, so you know, you might have like a glitch, if you like, where you know you've had really bad news, it's had a major effect on your trades, and then this will give it time to settle down and then it will reinstate those trades. This is ideal if you're on holiday, so you can leave the actual thing running while you're on holiday and you come back and it's just going to recapture the snapshot, enable the auto trading, depending on what one you decide to click on. It's a very, very powerful thing. Remember, this is probably one of the most important expert advisors that you're ever going to come across, okay, because this is conditioning and controlling your account. It's protecting your money. Okay, now the account protector works on manual accounts as opposed to expert advisor accounts as well. It's available in MT4 and in MT5, which you will be able to get access to when you click on my link. Close 100% of all positions in volume. This is what it can do. This is what I have it set up. Delete all pending orders, disable auto trading. The ability to send email, send push notification, close platforms down completely. Remember, this shuts the whole lot down. The ability, it has the ability to set up a manual emergency button. Okay, you have a timer where you can set the timer. You can also set it up, which takes a little bit of a way to suss it out, but you have to work out what your GMT time is, and then you work that up and you put that inside the values inside the actual bot itself. Okay, and as I said before, there are going to be other videos that are going to be coming out which is going to be showing, and we will jump onto these things as we go along. The enable emergency button, you can actually enable it easily by pressing the F7 key on your keyboard. A single click on the emergency button will immediately enable or disable all of the trades you have set up and the actions tab. Okay, so what it will do basically is it will just shut the whole thing down, and it's a protection device in case your account is going into a high drawdown. The timer, if you trade FX or any prop firms, good recommendations can be achieved by exiting just before Friday close, depending on where you are in this world, plus what precautions your broker or prop handler has. Now what I mean by that is that, you know, if you have an account, you might be charged swap fees overnight, and it could be extortionate. Spread fees overnight, this can be extortionate as well. These firms do not want the trades to be taken, or the risk within the weekend gap. So if you get a weekend gap, this could be enough to blow your account out or even lose your prop firm. The spot or FX close at the 1500 Eastern is the GMT5, so this most likely will be to flat out your trade. So what I'm saying is, this is the sort of time that you would have it set up on a Friday for it to actually shut off. Round about 4:30 to 4:45 GMT 5. Okay, if you're from Eastern, like America, you want to make sure it's set up. So I think it's already defaulted at GMT -5 to correctly configure the account protector. You will need to compare your broker server time to GMT -5. This will help you determine the risk of or the hours that you need to offset. Your platform watch market window has the server time. You can see it here. If we go back to the main window, you'll see that this is the user time, this is the commission and swaps, and this is your server time here. And you can play around with these times basically, so you can see when they come on and off. With inside your real time, if you're running this through a VPS. So it's just a case of just having to work out what that is, and you can do this in real time. To, you know, if you need to actually do that or achieve that. Now, so if for example, if you are on the market server and it has a GMT -5, then your broker server is 5 hours ahead of the New York. Okay, so this is the New York time. This means it's roughly, so if you minus 5 hours +1, then you're going to be UK time, GMT +1 summer. And if you take the +1 off, then you're going to be pretty much close to what you're going to need. For this demo account, broker GM2 +2 or +1 UK. Okay, so this is giving you a little bit of an idea what I'm trying to get across. The user time, this check and set trades close to 14:30 Eastern time. So you would enter 23:30 for the broker time, which is approximately 7 hours ahead, and 6 for the UK. Now, what corresponds with the 14:30 to GMT -5 close, finally set the day of the week to Friday. Now, if you wanted this to go into a daily close, say you were trading futures, and every single day you need to be able to reset and collaborate what you're going to be doing the next day, all you need to do is you just click on this day button here, okay, until you get any come up, which is normally after Sunday. You'll see that we've now got any, and then this will work on a daily basis as opposed to waiting till it's been chosen today, like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or a Friday. Okay, so I'm going to put this back to Friday, which is right here. So these are quite important things that you really need to make sure that you get aware of. Okay, so these actions, it is manual auto EA's trading. Okay, now some futures trading, this is what I was saying about, is when you need to make sure that you close the daily, because you get a rollover. Okay, and in these situations your margin required can increase considerably, and this you could lose a lot of money from that. Okay, so this is why you want to make sure that you set it to any for that particular thing. So it's always advisable that future traders would want to set to any day of the week to any, okay, which is this button here. Remember the days where I showed you, it's any. Now the equity trailing stop, okay, now this is probably one of the best perimeters tools with inside the account protector, okay, because this is going to save and help you keep your money. Now the equity trailing stop works by for example, if you're setting up a $10,000 account, you want to work on a 2% percentage, you'll roughly look about £200. So what you would do is, where it's got equity trailing stop hidden, okay, you just put £200. Now what this means is that when your equity trailing stop will start okay, when it gets up to £200. And then what this is going to do is this is just going to go in almost like a safe mode. All right. And now remember, there's going to be lots and lots of videos I'm going to be bringing out which are going to cover that side of it, okay? Because there are other ways that you can do it. You can use the profit value. There's the trailing stop loss in points. The profit value in points, there's just so much that you can do with this bot. It is crazy, okay? Now all I've done is I've set this up the best way that I know how to set it up, where I can take control of other people's accounts and protect them, okay? Because that's what we want to make sure that we do. So you should calculate your account to your desired risk and account holdings, okay, which is obviously your balance, or your trading appetite and method. All right. So for 2%, you would normally use for a swing trading account, or you might set up 5 to 10% for swing as well. You know, it really depends on how volatile your account is. If you're trading with a big account, i.e. that these are 100k accounts, then it's advisable to put it to a 1% or even a 0.25%. So it'd be 0.25 or 0.50. Now, when I've got this set up, if this gets over a certain threshold, it will shut itself down. I'm not too worried about that. However, you know, that's it's entirely up to you how you want to set up your account. So as your baskets of trades close out and your equity changes, you will want to recalculate your stop, because the margin on money in your account is going to change. Therefore, your risk is going to change as well. Okay, so so it's a nice feature of the equity trailing stop, as this is hidden from the broker. Right, so if you think your broker is hunting you, this is a very, very good tool. And what I mean by hunting you is if he's trying to check to see whereabouts that you might be placing your stop loss, because obviously once the stop loss, then you lose your money. Okay, so if you have a trailing stop loss, this is going to protect in some respects you losing your account, and obviously this depends on your risk appetite, the way that you're trading, the method you're using, the strategy that you're using as well. Now the pip based stops, okay, this is different currency pairs have different pip value. For a standard spot FX, your pip value range from as little as 50 cents up to $12 to $13. Okay, so your profit value pips to trailing stop loss, especially if you're trading CFDs, okay, because CFDs is more like a timer. It works on the time factor. And also, we don't use pips, we use ticks, okay, TICKS. These pips settings will predetermine when you could get stopped out, okay, so this is another thing you've got to be very, very careful about. This is why personally I would use the equity trailing stop, because this is then going to use what profits you've got inside your account, and it's a safer way of doing so. So if you feel compelled to use these pip based values for your trailing stops, you must restrict your account to a spot FX, and further only trade other pairs that are very similar with inside the pip values. Okay, otherwise this could have a really major effect on when you're trading, because 2 lots of gold is obviously 4,000, right? If you had 2 lots of Euro USD, it's only $26. So you can see there's a vast difference. So if your basket of trades all have the same value of a pip of range, okay, then you are going to set these based on the number if your pips are going to lose on the entire basket of the trades. So it's just a case of working out your calculations, your mathematical equations, okay, to be able to overcome that and get that side of it done. So you have one trade open on Euro USD, GBP USD, and AU and Aussie USD. All of these are 10 per pip for a standard lot. Okay, so I'm just giving you a little bit of a heads up. So you might set a break-even stop with around 100 to 200 pips, a trailing pip around 300 to 400 pips in profit, and these are taken on an hourly, 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so obviously the higher we go up in our time frame, the more accurate you can be inside your trading. So in my opinion, you do better if you stick to your equity setup. It's similar to calculate and operates on your account's equity, which is just far more a better way of doing this. Okay, right, let's have a look at the conditions. So the conditions, you can see there's lots and lots of stuff here. We have a floating loss rises to a percentage of balance. Okay, the floating loss rises to currency units. The floating loss rises to points. The floating profit rises of balance. Floating profit rises to currency units, and the floating profit rises to points. Okay, so you've got the equity. This is your currency in units. Equity in currency in units. Equity. Now you see this sign here, this is plus. Okay, so where I said the equity of currency units, this is greater than and this is less than. So this is greater of a snapshot and this is less of a snapshot. So where we've taken a snapshot, which was, if we go to the main window and you click on new snapshot equity and new snapshot for free margin, it's going to change these parameters here. Okay, and what it's doing is it's showing you what your equity is. Now this may change every single day when you're doing trades. Okay, so if we go back to the condition, you'll now see that these are taken into consideration. So if it's greater than this, then it's asking you that it's going to do something. So example, enter 90 if you want a trigger when equity decreases 10% of snapshot value. Okay, and this one here is equity less than . So if we look less than, then this is obviously the opposite of what we've just said. Okay, so just giving you a little bit of a heads up on that. So then you've got the free margin of currency, which is greater than currency units, the free margin, which is less than currency units, and this is going to trigger whatever actions you've got with inside this system for it to work. Remember, I did say to you that this is a really good expert advisor, which is going to protect you in many ways. Okay, many ways to come inside your trading as well, because it doesn't just protect you on one expert advisor. Okay, so say you've got one like Galaxy Gold Scalper, which I've modified to run on Bitcoin and a couple of altcoins. Okay, you can manipulate that into this trading account protector as well. Okay, so the object is to close in profit, which is obvious, right? So floating profit ranges currency, say $10,000. Equity, like I said, is that way, is greater than the percentage of the snapshot. Okay, so for argument's sake, $99.70, something like that. So your object is to close in profit. The equity stop is fixed and set based on the current equity of your snapshot. So after trades are closed, you want to take a fresh snapshot to reflect your current equity, which is what I've shown you. Hopefully jumping your stop high on risking 0.3 of 1%, because this is a higher spread, i.e. it's a 500k account, such to be traded as a prop firm. So what I'm trying to get around that is that if you are working on a higher, say you've got $750,000, okay, which I've got in one of my accounts, then you would want to be using probably 0.25. So you'll be looking at 2 temps as opposed to 3 temps, okay, because you're still going to be quite high in your actual spread. So that's something you just got to be aware of. Okay, so let's go to the filters. So the filters, this is where you can set up certain conditions while using the filter. It's very, very powerful, this. Okay, you can either exclude your magic numbers by clicking on the exclude button. This will actually exclude that particular bot that you're running with that magic number, so it won't be shut down. So everything else could be shut down, but that bot will just remain open all the time and trade whatever you want it to do. This is equally handy if you're using the USD CAD precision bot, because it works. I normally have it set so it takes just short trades only, because as gold jumps up, USD seems to come down quite low, okay, and this is very, very good for profiting with inside the USD CAD bot, okay, working on a position. And you can do this by actually excluding the bot, or you can actually create a condition. So where it says order commentary contains, you can click on this contain equals, excludes, or not equal, and then you can actually put in the magic number in here as well. Then click on order of direction to short, and what this will do is this will allow this bot to work with inside this operation. Okay, you can also click on it to ignore losing, ignore profitable. So if we've got this bot set it up, okay, you can have it so do not filter by trading instrument. You can have it set by use only with current trading instrument, which is what I use. Exclude current trading instrument, include listed trading instruments only, and exclude listed trading instruments. Now when you click on include listed trading instruments, it's going to bring you up another box, and all you need to do is put in your magic numbers in here for included and excluded trading instruments, okay, and then it will be able to monitor those. Now it's a bit of a trial by error, so what you might find, you'll have to just test it and see how you get on, and then if it's not quite working, then you'll just have to adjust it accordingly. And like I say, there will be videos I'll be bringing out to help you on that side of it. So the fields are an advanced feature of the account protector. You can exclude trades by magic numbers, okay. Use the account protector only with current trading instrument. This is what I use, okay. Exclude instrumental if you are currently trading, and inputs. The account protector basically has a small amount of inputs, which is similar to a way that it configures, okay. So I recommend the emergency button be enabled. This is something that I would highly suggest. So you can see that the emergency button is in the main window, and this is just going to give people a little bit of ease. If I'm working on a done for you account, if people come in and they see that it's in the low money, they can click the emergency button. I can then go in and set this up the next day, because I normally attend the accounts daily, checking on them to make sure that they're all working correct, etc. Normally around about 5:30 in the morning, I would carry this procedure out, and then I would do it again about say 11 o'clock at night. So I'd always recommend the emergency button is enabled. Also recommend that you do not reset conditions and actions to be set to true, okay. I would also suggest that the chart should be in the background if you've got that feature. Not all of them have, okay. So what I mean by that is this is MT5, so the MT4 one probably has got that, but this is the MT5 version that we're running on the moment. So if we click on the account protector and then click on here, which is the properties of the account protector, this is going to open up this window, okay, and you can see that there are lots and lots of, this is the enable emergency button, which you need to make sure is set to true. Do not disable actions, do not disable actions in triggers. There's loads and loads of conditions that you can go through here, okay. Remember, I do give you a set file. You just click on the load button, it's going to bring up this window, and then basically what you do is you add in that set file, okay. So it's quite possible that set file might be here. So if we look to see if it's here, and it will be under the account protector, okay. If it's here, so let's just have a little look. So it's a good job it's there somewhere. All right. If it's not, don't worry. You will be getting your hands on that bot anyway. Okay. And the information there it is. Protector setup. That one there. So basically, as soon as you click on this, it's going to be optimized for that. And all you need to do is just adjust your magic numbers for it to talk to the bots that you've set up, because all those magic numbers need to be unique for every single bot that we allow, okay. You need to make sure also that you allow modification of signal settings, allow algo trading, okay. Go to tools, let's just close this first. Right, now go to tools, go to options. It's going to open up this file, and you need to make sure you click on allow algorithmic trading, allow Dell imports, and hit OK. And then this is going to allow this bot now to see that you've got a nice blue thing here. This bot now could spring into life and start taking trades, okay, because it's allowed to do that now. So that's another thing. So just so you're aware, I know there's a lot for you to learn here, okay. Don't worry, because if you're inside Darren's Trading Academy, when you click on the module will explain everything inside there as well. So if there's anything that I might have briefly gone over and you think, whoa, I need a little bit more information about that, Darren, that will be covered, and there will be a cheat sheet that will be available inside there as well, okay. So it also suggests that that the chart should be in the background if you use an MT4. You can't do this on MT5. The account protector can be loaded on any chart. So what this means is there's nothing stopping you from putting it on any chart. It's ideal not to put it on a chart that's already got an expert advisor, as this could have configuration problems, okay. So for argument's sake, where we got Bitcoin USD in a 15-minute window, the Galaxy Gold Scalper is in operation here, okay. If you try to bring the account protector, it's going to say, do you want to cancel Galaxy Gold Scalper and put account protector on it? This is when you say no, you don't use that. You just move across to use any other chart, and then you use the filters, conditions and actions for setting it up so it controls all of the bots within inside the platform, okay. So you can always load a separate chart, like I've shown you, with the same instrument if you plan to trade it. So don't focus on making money, focus on protecting what you already have. This is very, very important. So for scenario 1, okay, profit value pips to start trailing, stop loss say at 25. Make sure that you add your magic number, set use with your current trading instruments, which contains order commentary, i.e. it could be a grid, okay. Your actions, you could have it set where it's going to close at 30% of losing the position in the volume, delete all pending orders, and then target points at 200 step points, okay. This is if you're using pips and points. Personally, I'd use the equity, it's a little bit safer. And then basically that's it. That's pretty much what I wanted to go over. So hopefully your brain's not too dried up over that, because it is quite a complex procedure. It's very easy to set up. You literally just get your bot, drag it across, put it into any of the charts, and then you want to click on your set file, which basically, as soon as it asks for the set file, if you get stuck, just give me a shout with inside the Telegram group, which anyone's allowed to join, by the way. The link is down below inside the YouTube channel. And I will help you out, okay. I will do the best I can. And also, you know, if you like the way that I'm trading with my methods, I show you how to manually trade. Well, I've manually traded accounts up to £750,000 from £100,000 balance, and I show you how you can make a free monthly income using this system. It's all included inside my Darren's Trading Academy, which you can get access to for a very reasonable price. If you want to jump on that just before I put the price up, now's a good time to pick it up. Okay, so that's it. So basically I've showed you how to use the account protector. I've showed you the main window, I've showed you the filters window, I've showed you the conditions, and I've also showed you the actions. I've taken you over to the set file, which is right here, and I've also shown you how you can install the set file if you need to. All these are very, very important things which you will need to learn to require and set up, okay. And you can see that obviously if you've got a set file, you just click on the load, okay, like so. You go through, find the set file, click on it and open, and then it would install the whole of the setup, which I've already configured, okay. The dependencies, don't worry too much about, it's just using the user 32 Dell. And then the common is basically where you need to make sure you allow modification signal setting and allow your algo trading setting, okay. And then your inputs, there is lots and lots of inputs which you can use here. You can play around with these to your heart's content and choose what you want to do, etc. it's very, very good. Just make sure that you set your slippage to the same as your broker. So if your slippage is 5, you need to make sure that you adjust it in here to 5 as well. Okay, that's it. All the very best to my next video. Thank you.